Assalamu alaikum, women. Good morning, Internet. Hope you're doing well. Friends, have you ever heard of a place where Alexander the Great once camped, where Hindu kings ruled, where Buddhist monks traveled, where mighty empires fought, and where the Indus River has silently watched for thousands of years? Welcome to Hund, a forgotten ancient city in Swabi, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Pakistan, just 99 kilometers from Islamabad and 80 kilometers from Peshawar, near the Ambar interchange. This unassuming village beside the Indus River was once the heartbeat of Gandhara, a melting pot of power, spirituality, warfare and culture, where today's wind carries the smell of wheat and river clay. Once marched emperors, saints and soldiers whose stories still echo beneath the soul. In 327 before the Common Era, the Macedonian conqueror Alexander the Great, known as Sikandar-e-Azam, in the east arrived at Hund during his campaign into the Indian subcontinent. Historical texts from Arrian, Curtius Rufus and Diodorus confirm that Alexander built a bridge of boats at or near Hund to cross the mighty Indus River, making this one of the earliest historically documented river crossing in South Asia. It is widely believed that he camped here overnight, possibly organizing his army of more than 50,000 troops before heading east towards Texla, then ruled by King Ambi. This is why the Corinthian column monument in Hund Museum is also known as the Alexander Memorial, built to commemorate his crossing and brief history. But Hund's fame did not begin or end with Alexander. Around 644 Common Era, the Chinese Buddhist monk and scholar Huan passed through this region on his way to Texla in Kashmir. He recorded detailed observations about the local population, architecture, and religious practices. He noted that the area was surrounded by fruit-bearing trees like walnuts and bananas, and that the houses were made of wood and dressed stone, a clear sign of both prosperity and sophistication. He also referred to a large number of Buddhist monasteries in decline, marking the fading spiritual dominance of Buddhism and the slow rise of Hinduism and Islam. Dear friends, by the 9th century Common Era, Hund became the capital of the Hindu Shahi dynasty, which ruled much of present-day Afghanistan and northern Pakistan. The dynasty was founded by Kalar, a former Brahmin minister, and was later succeeded by the Jaipal dynasty. Under King Jaipal, Hund was not just a political capital, but a fortified, economically thriving metropolis with temples, fortresses, and roads leading to all corners of Gandhara. His son Anandpal also ruled from here. However, in 1001 Common Era, during the Battle of Peshawar, Jaipal faced the invading forces of Mahmud of Ghazni, whose army was armed with war elephants and steel cavalry. After suffering a devastating defeat, Jaipal returned to Hund and committed ritual suicide by self-immolation, considering the loss too great to bear as a Hindu ruler. Friends, this region wasn't mountainous, but rather an open, fertile plain cradled by the Indus River, allowing for easy military movements. The nearby Mahaban Mountains to the north offered limited natural defense, so the strength of Hund came from its fortifications and river-based protection. Languages spoken in Hund varied over the centuries. During the Hindu Shahi period, the elite used Sanskrit and also form of Prakrit, while the general population likely spoke regional Indo-Aryan dialects. With the arrival of Muslim forces from Central Asia and Persia, Arabic and Persian gradually replaced older scripts in religious and official records. Urdu was not yet developed during this time. Inscriptions found here in later centuries show Persian as the administrative language under the Ghaznavid and Mughals. In 1221 Common Era, Hind witnessed another wave of terror as Genghis Khan pursued the last Khwarizm prince Jalaluddin Mangbarne. The prince is believed to have reached Hund. According to Persian sources, in an attempt to escape, Jalaluddin leaped into the Indus River from a high cliff, possibly at or near Hund, while his men tried to hold back the Mongol horde. This moment was it dramatic that Genghis Khan himself is said to have paused in administration at the prince's bravery. Hund remained strategically relevant for centuries. In 1586, Emperor Akbar commissioned the construction of a new fort at Hund designed by his trusted Hindu minister Raja Birbal. This Mughal fort had walls measuring over 3 kilometers in circumference, bastions, and a moat nearly 38 feet deep. It was built to monitor the movements of the powerful Yusufzai Pashtun tribes and to safeguard the critical Indus crossing. However, today, very little of Akbar's fort survives. What we see in the ruins today, stone foundations, walls, ancient poetry, and remnants of streets are predominantly from the Hindu Shahi period, carefully uncovered through archaeological excavations since 1996. In 1818, Ranjit Singh's Sikh Empire annexed the region, followed by British control in 1849. In the 1820s, Sayyid Ahmad Brelvi, the leader of the Islamic revivalist Tehreek-e-Mujahideen, visited Hund, staying with local chief Khadi Khan. However, his presence led to friction, and Khadi Khan was eventually killed in a violent encounter, showing that even in the colonial period, Hund was a stage for ideological and political struggles. Friends, today the Hund Museum, located just 300 meters from the main ruins, stand as a bridge between modern life and ancient history. Opened in 2009, the museum covers 33 canals, roughly 1.65 hectares, and hold over 800 rare artifacts including Indo-Greek coins, Buddhist and Hindu Shahi sculptures, household tools, weapons, terracotta figurines, ancient lamps, and a dual-language Quran manuscript in Persian and Urdu. The museum also features a Corinthian-style pillar referred to as the Alexander Memorial, honoring his documented crossing and possible overnight stay in this region. A cafeteria, rest house, and visitor area make it a peaceful educational stop for travelers and students of history alike. Do visit, guys. So friends, if you ever thought that the true story of kings, conquerors, monks and Mithites were hidden behind closed museum doors, think again. Hund is not just a room, it's a cradle of civilizations, a battlefield of empire and a sacred archive written in sword, stone and river. From Alexander footsteps to Jep Hall's last stand, from Huansong scrolls to Mughal forts and Mongol invasions, Hund holds the keys to South Asians' forgotten chapters. Like, share, and subscribe if you believe such legends deserve to be remembered, and let us know if you too are ready to walk where history never sleeps. Until next time, take care of yourself and your family. Bye bye.